Me and you are not a victim of the world we see. We have invented the world we see. There is another way of looking at the world. We could see peace instead of this, and our mind is part of God's. Me and you are very holy. What's good, fam? We made it to lesson 57 of A Course in Miracles. Today, like always, we are going to be mind blown. We are going to unlearn all the junk that we've learned by well-meaning people ever since we were babies in this world that are causing us to perceive wrongfully, that's causing us to not be able to see the love that is all around us. And we don't even know. We're so unaware of the love that exists all around us, the blessings that are here, and all of the light, because we've put up so much blocks towards that unknowingly. And although we don't use these words or even think these thoughts, it's what's happening. And me and you are here today to remove those, so that way we can allow ourselves to be the fullness of who we really are, which is love, which is light, which is as God created us. There is nothing that we need to do in order to be what we already are, except remove any perceptions that are causing us not to see truth, because truth is changeless. It is unalterable, eternal, and me and you have always been as God created us. And anytime we fall asleep to our perfection, it's okay. We are going to wake up and keep waking up until we no longer need to wake up because we haven't fell asleep. We are going to practice this state of mind so perfectly and so frequently to the point where it no longer needs practice, because again, there's nothing me and you need to do in order to be what we already are. It's all just a misunderstanding. Me and you are love and light, and so is everybody else in this world. Our families, friends, including our worst enemies, they are the same light that me and you are, and so is everything in this world. It all emerges forth from the same source, which is truth, which is what you could call God, pure positive source energy, which everything emerges from. And it really is irrelevant what we call that. Again, I know we've discussed this, but that power is so grand that in this physical space that me and you are in, no words can be used to describe it. So like always, we are using words and strings of words and sentences and phrases to help us remember truth, which is something much larger than what words can convey. It's an experience, and today we are going to have that experience. I'm experiencing that right now, and I hope you are here experiencing it with me. And if not, don't even trip, because you are going to experience this here in a few moments. So let's just go ahead and discuss what we're going to be discussing today. We are going to be reviewing the ideas 31 through 35. Now, before we begin, I just want to say a little bit about what I've been experiencing the past few days after doing these lessons on such a consistent basis. And I just want to say thank you for being here right now in this moment, because me and you here discussing these ideas together and you holding me accountable for making this all possible has been really enlightening me to the point where it's just unexplainable. But I just want to say that recently my thoughts have been so pure. My thoughts have been one with God. My thoughts have not been wandering around because I have been in dominion. I have been controlling where my attention goes, and I have been aware of the way I'm feeling. Am I feeling good? Any form of love may take, I am functioning. Any sort of fear, I snap out of it ASAP, because it's really unnecessary, pointless. There's no need for fear, no need for those meaningless thoughts. They are irrelevant, and I push them away. And that is something that is a state of being that we must get to, because it's needless to postpone who we really are. We can be that right now in this moment. Those thoughts of, oh, should I have said this differently? I could have done this better, or this person's here before me. I could have done this years ago. What else? What are some other meaningless thoughts? You got to help me out here, because I know we both have them from time to time. Those thoughts that are just so pointless and fear-based, and we think that other people are thinking thoughts about us when really it's all of our own doing. Whenever you're somewhere and you're having those insecurities or worries or doubts or fears or whatever it may take, you just got to be aware of what they are, and it is nothingness. It's an illusion. Those thoughts nobody else is thinking, because you can't share thoughts that you made. Those thoughts that are illusions and based on fear are based on a foundation that is not really there. It's based on a foundation that can't even hold up a feather. It is simply an illusion. It's a cloud that is blocking us from perceiving the sun. When we fan the clouds away and remove them from our consciousness, the sun will always be there, but now we can be able to perceive it. So I just wanted to mention that recently, having no mindless thoughts and actually thinking and actually being awake all day and governing where my thoughts and attention go has been the best feeling ever, because now I have a power that I couldn't use before because I was falling asleep so often. But because today is one of those days where I have not fallen asleep whatsoever, maybe for a few seconds, not even a minute, it just feels amazing. And that is what me and you are going to get to today, right now in this moment. And we're going to practice this so long, not long, my bad. We're going to practice this so frequently that we never have to practice again. And I have to keep mentioning that because this is here and now. All nows, all moments is this state of mind. We are going to get here together. Now, we're going to dive straight in. So let's go ahead and dive to lesson 57. If you got the book, you already know what to do. And if you don't got the book, PDF is in the description. Let's read this together. Let's look at these words together, because as we're looking at them, we're able to absorb them more fully rather than if you're just listening. Although if you're just listening, what up? Tune in. That's perfectly fine, but just know you will get maximum benefit if you have the physical book in your hand, and second most benefit if you are reading it from the PDF and we are doing it together, because two minds are more powerful than one alone. If somebody is asleep, and I'm not sure if you're asleep or awake right now, I'm most likely sure you're awake, but let's just say you're asleep right now, you cannot get to this state of mind on your own. You're going to need a higher mind that is already where you are trying to get to, that can lift you up vibrationally, energetically, that is there guiding you from where you're currently at to your desired state of mind. You can't do it alone. You need somebody there to guide you, and that is what I am here doing today. And if you are already where I'm at and I'm already where you're at, then welcome. We are here discussing this information in a very fun way. We're going to have a great time today, and I would say the same thing for anybody. Before we begin, whenever I am conveying this state of mind to somebody who is asleep and they know they're asleep, I let them know that we need to be doing this together. And same thing for me. There's individuals out there with heightened consciousnesses, with heightened states of awareness than where I am currently at, and I look to them for that guidance to lift me up as well, because there is no end to the levels that we can reach here in this game of life that we are playing. So just know that there is no end. We are always continuously evolving, and we need somebody who is there to help guide us up, or somebody on the same level to go up with, because whenever you are in the illusion, you can't use more of the illusion to get you out of the illusion, if that makes sense. When people are in the illusion, when people are asleep and worried, doubt, and fear, they try to use things of this world to get them out of that state of mind. But things of this world are an illusion. They are simply meaningless. They are neutral. They mean nothing. So trying to latch on to something to lift you out of the illusion, but that something is not there, you're going to just continue to perpetuate that state of being until we just snap you back into reality, which I believe we just did. So let's go ahead and begin. 31. I am not the victim of the world I see. How can I be the victim of a world that can be completely undone if I so choose? My chains are loosened. I can drop them off merely by desiring to do so. which I'm pretty sure we are. We are here right now. We desire to remove any blocks, any chains that we may have that are keeping us weighed down in any way, shape, or form. The prison door is open. I can leave simply by walking out. Nothing holds me in this world. Only my wish to stay keeps me a prisoner. I would give up my insane wishes and walk into the sunlight at last. Beautifully stated. 32. I have invented the world I see. I made up the prison in which I see myself. All I need do is recognize this and I am free. Before we continue, that's it. You just have to recognize that you are currently prisoned in your own mind, and you need to recognize that there is light waiting for you. The door is open. It's just power of awareness. Now, that's important for us to know, because whenever we're asleep, we are not aware of this most of the time until you build up that habit to become aware that you're not feeling at your best. Now, we're going to use most people in this world, and that includes us when we're asleep. And to make it even more personal, let's go ahead and use somebody you know and love and care for that has no clue about what we're discussing. We're going to use them to make it more meaningful and intentional, and give us a why, and give us a reason to why we should be awake, so that way we can help that person that we love and care for, because they are going through this prison in their minds, thinking those worry, doubt, fear, insecure, illusion thoughts that they may have, those lackful thoughts, those untruthful thoughts that they have made in their mind and are believing that are real, and they are believing them so much that they are causing worry, doubt, and fear in the body, and that is manifesting in sickness, in diseases, in lack of prosperity, whether that be materialistic things or money. They are literally creating a prison for themselves in this world. How do you feel about that? Somebody you love and care for, whether that's mom or dad or brother or sister or cousin or friend, how do you feel about you knowing what we're discussing right now, and they are going through a prison in their own mind? Now, I know we go through that as well, but that should give us a reason why we should stay awake in this world, because when we are awake to our light, we shine that light on those others who are in their own little worlds, asleep and dreaming a fearful dream. And by our light, we remind them of the light which they are, and they reawaken. We bring them joy, and the fact that there's something within us that is capable of producing joy in someone else shows us that we are not these bodies, because these bodies do not produce joy. But what is larger, what the body is being animated by, which is love and light, that is capable of producing joy. And the fact that you show the person that you love and care for a simple smile, or you give them that energy that everything is fine and okay, is going to wake them up, I promise you. So that's just a little side note, but it is important that me and you have that why to do this, because if we don't have that why, we are not going to be willing and dedicated to this process. Keep in mind, it's been 57 days, and there is 365 days in a year, meaning we are not even almost halfway there yet, which means that if you feel like you're not grasping this yet, you can be losing faith. And I'm here to tell you that me and you are going down the right path, although there is no right or wrong, but this is the path that will get you to where you want to go. And whether or not you see that, I see that for you. I know that for you. Again, you're going to have to trust me on this one. We are going to get there together. We are going to get here. It's here and now. There's nowhere to go. I am here for you. You are here for me. And we are here for the ones we love and care for, and are willing to do what we're doing now, and do it consistently enough for a long enough period of time until this work no longer has to be embarked on. This work no longer has to be done, because it is, once again, who we are. We've practiced it so much. We clicked autopilot, and now we're in enlightenment forevermore. Nothing could push our buttons. Nothing could take us down, and we only rise and go up. And let me tell you, the state of mind and the powers that you are capable of whenever you reach this level, or whenever I reach the level that's next. Remember, me and you are no better or less than each other. We are one, we are equal, and it's only our remembering of the knowledge that is why me and you perceive differently. But we are here to perceive love and light, which is here right now. So let's go ahead and continue, but just remember to have that why. Why are you doing this? One more time. I made up the prison in which I see myself. All I need do is recognize this and I am free. I have diluted myself into believing it is possible to imprison the Son of God. I was bitterly mistaken in this belief, which I no longer want. The Son of God must be forever free. He is as God created him, and not what I would make of him. He is where God would have him be, and not where I thought to hold him prisoner. Now, before we continue, I'm going to read this one more time and then explain it. He is as God created him, which is who you really are. You are as God created you, and not where I would make of him, meaning I, the ego, the self that you made separate from God and apart from love and light that you believe is who you are. Let's go ahead and break this down real quick before we continue, because it's important to know that that ego that we talk about from time to time is important to know when we're acting from the ego, which is the self we made apart from God, which is the self you are most likely operating from. And I'm not saying you, although yes, me and you from time to time do, but I'm pretty sure you've gotten the sense of this. But just keep in mind, you that it's talking about right here and now in the text is the ego, the self with the guards up, the self that feels like they have to protect themselves from somebody, the self that gets angry and worry and doubt and has to attack stuff out there and make stuff happen. And that self is the ego. That's the self that is not really there. The ego is not really there. It's simply an image that you, the Son of God, have made in your mind apart from God in a nightmare, in a dream. And now you think that this self is who you are, and you've lost sight of who you really are. Although it's still here, it hasn't left, but you just can't perceive it. Now that goes for you whenever you're asleep. That goes for me, that ego that I've made for myself, that I believe I am, and it causes me to fall asleep to who I really am, which is where all my power is, where all my vitality is, where all my abundance is, where all my money is, where all the relationships are, where all the fun is, the joy. This is the self that I am. This is the self that I am, that you are, that we are. And then there's the self that we made apart from this, that we think is separate from everyone and everything, when really we are all one. But we can't perceive that when we're in this little mad idea, this little detour away from who we really are. And the reason why we're mentioning this is because we are all going through this world thinking that we are this self, the actor. We fell asleep and we think that we're this actor, when really we are the consciousness that is controlling the actor. I don't want to get this too confusing here, but I'm pretty sure you get a sense of this, that there is who you really are, and then there's the self that you made that you believe is the body. The body is not who you are. This is just a tool. This is a communication device. So just keep that in mind. He is as God created him, you, and not what I, the ego, would make of him. He is where God would have him be, and not where I thought to hold him prisoner. While me, being identified with the ego and the body, am literally imprisoning the Son of God, which is who I really am. And keep in mind that we are using words here to describe something that is intangible. We can't see that it's happening, and we never even think about this information, but this is what's going on. Now, because of our prerequisites, the last 57 days that we've done together here, we have a little more grasp on this than the ones we love and care for, and the people in this world who is a reflection of us. They really, really, really think that they are this ego self, and they're simply asleep, and there's nothing wrong with that, and there's no judgment at all, but they just have to be made aware that if they were aware that that's not who they really are, and they released that ego and let go of all the worry and the doubt and the fear and the stress, and walked out of the prison that they made for themselves and became who they really are again, became aware of who they really are again, and embodied that highest version of themselves, which is easy. Just like that, it's easy. There's no journey that needs to be taken. It could happen in an instant. If they were willing and were aware to do that, then they would be where all the things that they desire are, effortlessly. 33. There is another way of looking at the world. Since the purpose of the world is not the one I ascribe to it, there must be another way of looking at it. I see everything upside down, and my thoughts are the opposite of truth. I see the world as a prison for God's Son. One more time. I see the world as a prison for God's Son. It must be, then, that the world is really a place where he can be set free. I would look upon the world as it is, and see it as a place where the Son of God finds his freedom. This world is where we find our freedom when we are asleep. The Holy Spirit, we're going to call it, which is what the Course calls it, but it's basically that self, who you really are, that higher mind that has not forgotten, that is whole and undivided in its knowingness of who it really is, uses things of this world to help you understand how much you really don't understand. Meaning, whenever we use analogies, we can use analogies describing how the cork floats on the water naturally, and whenever we hold it down, that's unnatural, because if we let go of the cork, it would bob right back up to surface. Now, that's something of this world. A cork, no meaning, it's neutral. It's in this world. Water, no meaning, it's neutral. It's meaningless. It does not mean anything. But because we have given these things the meaning they have for us, we can use that analogy to help us understand an even deeper truth beneath what's going on there. Meaning, the analogy we just said. Because we understand a cork, we think, and we understand water in this world, we use that analogy, or the Holy Spirit does, better said. The Holy Spirit uses that analogy, uses those things of this world to help you understand what's going on an even deeper level of who you really are and who you're not allowing yourself to be. That's what everything in this world is for. Remember, me and you have placed images on everything we see and made it what we would have it be in a state of mind where we were apart and separate from God, which is why this world seems so fearful for most people. But whenever you reawake to who you really are, you understand that everything could be used for your benefit. Everything could be used for the good and the evolution of who you really are. Everything is a reflection of you. Whatever you see in something or someone is reflecting back to you what you really believe about yourself. And whether that may seem hard to understand right now or conceptual, just know that is what's happening, and we are going to talk more about this as the days go on to help us not only see that as a concept, but see that is the truth of what's really happening here. You see me how you see yourself. I see you how I see myself. We are reflecting back to each other what we think about ourselves. I could see peace instead of this. When I see the world as a place of freedom, I realize that it reflects the laws of God instead of the rules I made up for it to obey. I will understand that peace, not war, abides in it. And I will perceive that peace also abides in the hearts of all who share this place with me. 35. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. As I share the peace of the world with my brothers, I begin to understand that this peace comes from deep within myself. The world I look upon has taken on the light of my forgiveness and shines forgiveness back at me. In this light, I begin to see what my illusions about myself kept hidden. I begin to understand the holiness of all living things, including myself, and their oneness with me. One more time before we conclude, because this was beautifully stated. It says right here, and this literally just is a beautiful supplement to what me and you were just discussing before reading idea 35. One more time, it states, "The world I look upon has taken on the light of my forgiveness and shines forgiveness back at me." Meaning, whenever we forgive ourselves and others for everything that we believed we've done, it will set us free. And whenever we are judging everything out there and everyone out there and thinking that we know what's best and they're doing something wrong and they shouldn't be doing that, and we're putting all that judgment and guilt out there, or making them guilty for something we think they shouldn't be doing, that is literally making the shackles that we've placed ourselves tighter and tighter, and strengthening them and making them thicker, harder for us to let free, because we are literally judging ourselves, because that judgment that we place back out there on that person or thing or situation or circumstance or event is actually shining back at us on ourselves. So you are the power here. You are the cause here. Whatever it is that you're doing with this powerful tool of yours, knowingly or unknowingly, and all of us for that matter, not only you, but me and the ones we love and the people we don't even know, we are all using this tool of ours, whether knowingly or unknowingly, and what we are doing with it is going to reflect back to us what we are doing with it. So this world is a great way to know what your internal world looks like. And whenever you reset your internal world, which is what we've been doing for the past few weeks now, your entire world will change. You will set yourself free, and the beauty that has always been there will finally be visible to you because you have regained vision. So that is where we are going to conclude for today. And until tomorrow, we will see each other for lesson 58 of A Course in Miracles.